Okay, we're really going for it. Hello, and welcome to the Backroom Show. I'm your host, Christian Schmidt. And if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you might notice a little change of scenery. No, I haven't uploaded in months. I never thought I had any hyperfixations until I realized I haven't uploaded on this channel in months, so I know that's not true anymore. But anyways, if you're unaware of what the Backroom Show is, it's just kind of a channel where I like to upload things of some things I find interesting, the news, things I like to talk about. Anyways, whatever. We'll get right into it. Recently, you might have heard that Netflix is going to be starting to make their own video games. And they've recently hired a former Electronic Arts and Facebook executive to lead this effort. Now, I find this very problematic for a number of reasons. One, because Facebook is facing a lot of competition from other streaming services, as we've seen other services pop up like Peacock and, of course, Hulu. They've been around for a long time now, but also some other really considerably bigger competitors like Disney Plus and HBO Max. And the problem that I've noticed when it comes to Netflix is that their content just isn't good enough. HBO Max and Disney Plus, from my perspective, is considerably better and more popular than some of the shows and movies that have been produced on Netflix more recently. Some other shows that come to mind for like Disney Plus is like Loki, WandaVision. Those have been extremely popular and really well talked about in media. And then on HBO Max, they just have a huge assortment of classic movies that are amazing to watch and amazing shows. I recently watched Chernobyl, which was incredible. And recently, when I think of movies that have been released or shows that have been released on Netflix, there hasn't really been any that come to mind that I think top anything that I found on any other streaming service. Now, with that being said, they're starting to make video games, and I don't really see why they're doing it, because I can understand from a business perspective. You're trying to get more people to come to your streaming service and to pay however X amount of dollars per month to use Netflix. So they figured, hey, maybe we put video games there, we'll get more people to come. But people aren't going to subscribe to Netflix to play video games. That's what PS Plus is for. That's what Xbox Game Pass. That's what Steam's for on other consoles and devices that are much more well equipped to run and play video games. Even if you are to play video games off of Netflix on your PlayStation or computer, why would you when there's just better options, unless it's just that much more incredible and unique. And I have absolutely no reason to believe that any of the video games that Netflix is going to make is going to be anything exceptional. Like I said, they hired a former EA executive to lead the effort, and EA right now is perhaps one of the least popular game company and game developer companies out there. They've been known for making games like Madden NFL and FIFA, and more popularly now recently is a battle royale called Apex Legends. And while those are some very big and popular names that a lot of people are well aware of, EA isn't really popular because they just screw people out of money for the most ridiculous things ever, like packs or events or deal or expansions. Just greed. Just greed. EA is just super greedy. And I can't imagine that this executive is going to do any better job than he did at EA working for Netflix. So I have no reason to believe that's successful. From my perspective, what it looks like is that Netflix is desperate for new subscribers, for more popularity and more relevance, because they're losing subscribers. They have a huge amount of overhead because of how much they have to pay every month and yearly for all of their content, because they don't own most of it. So what I see is kind of a not a last ditch effort, but certainly a big effort to gain more popularity and gain more relevance. And there's absolutely no reason to believe that it's going to be successful, that it's going to work, and that it's going to separate them from the competition set out by other streaming services like Disney Plus and HBO Max. Because while Netflix is going to be turning their focus away from some of their streaming content and their original series, HBO and Disney Plus are going to continue to strive and thrive on what they've been doing so far. So you're going to start to see that Netflix, I think, is going to start becoming a lot more mediocre at their games and shows. not their game. Yeah, well, yes, they're going to be mediocre on producing video games, on making TV shows and movies, where other companies aren't going to have the same struggle because they won't have video games that they're trying to make to distract them. So I would really look out to see what Netflix does in the future and really how all this pans out, because I think it's going to dictate the success as a company. And I have a lot of reason to be concerned, especially if you're some sort of stockholder in Netflix. I would not feel good. I would not feel confident about everything happening right now. So with that being said, I think that's all I kind of want to talk about on this subject. I look forward to making more videos like this, a little more casual and quick and just sort of random on certain things that come up in the news and media, and just me kind of rambling and listing off my thoughts on what I think about it, because I don't think most people talk about these sort of things in the kind of casual manner as I do. So I'll look to stand out like that. So I look forward to you seeing next episode on the Backroom Show. Thank you and have a wonderful day.